Yes, an interesting question. I'm going to be a little bit uh, two-minded on this one. If you take this section in Revelation as parallel to Matthew 24, and there is certainly a parallel, then you would tend to think that this was preaching falsely at the beginning, because Jesus begins his account of the future closely related to Revelation by saying, don't be deceived. Many fake, false preachers, teachers will be out there. Beware. If the parallel is exact then with Revelation, one would think that this is a conquering false teaching system. So I'm not sure. I incline towards that view. If you would help us with it, why do you think that could not be true? If so, what then is Jesus doing, if it's the real Jesus, conquering at that point? I leave that slightly open. And it's a question of whether you make that parallel strictly between Revelation 6 and Matthew 24. I'm not inclined to make a firm decision. What do you think? I'd like to hear what you'd have to say. Certainly, Revelation has not been accomplished. The idea of preterism, that the second coming occurred in 70 AD, is absolutely false. And I want to add, and perhaps we can get into this a bit more, that historicism is largely false when it says that most of Matthew 24 has been fulfilled in AD 70. That cannot be right, and we can discuss that further today. I'm on very much sounder ground. Now, also false is the notion of a double second coming. The idea of a double parousia is false. There's only one second coming. There's only one, the Great Tribulation, because it's unique. Cannot have two unique times. The question in all of these issues of prophecy is, where are you placing the Great Tribulation? Where are you placing the abomination of desolation standing where he, note the masculine pronoun, Mark 13:14, where he ought not to, based on Daniel? And where are you placing that 3.5-year period, which occurs no less than 12 times, 7 in Daniel and 5 in Revelation? That is critically important. If you're going to end that 490 years in 33 AD, that doesn't sound right to me. What happened in 33 AD as a climax? None. If you then add another 40 years, you're turning that into a 530-year prophecy. That's not right. Classical futurism held by the early church fathers, and I think by the New Testament, is the best solution of all that.